women's match today. BYU have a big task before them. They are taking on perennial national champs and #1 ranked Lindenwood. Should be a fantastic game. I know we're started a few minutes ahead of schedule, so we welcome you. My name's Kendall Erickson, longtime BYU rugby fan, former player and coach on the men's team, and just all-around fan of the game. So we're excited to have you for all those tuning in from around the world. Lindenwood with the kick. Kat Stowers for BYU. Hard charge, big collision to start. BYU operates out of their zone, their 22. Good breakdown. Lindenwood's defensive line comes out very fast. Adjudged to be backwards. BYU a little loose with the ball, need to clean that up. You do not want to be throwing the ball around willy-nilly, as my old coach, so I will, when possible, get the lineups. Lindenwood on the attack, skip pass, good tackle by BYU. Lindenwood continues to pressure. BYU defensive line needs to come up a little quicker. And Lindenwood for a score just into the second minute of the game. So destructive. BYU really kind of gifted that by throwing the ball around their own end. Probably should have put that ball to the foot, cleared to touch, and defended from outside of their own 22. Hopefully they can regroup and get back, because Lindenwood will get you going downhill, and they can be a hard time to stop. That brings us to 5-0 so far. For starting rosters today, for BYU, #1, Cami Hartrick, #2, Sierra Garza, #3, Annie Moss, #4, Anna Lynn, #5, Annalise Curtis, #6, Joella V, #7, Ashlyn Westora. 8 is Sam. I'm not sure if that's potentially Samantha Craig, but that was the information I was given. 9, believe it's Lindsay Grundvig. The conversion is good, bringing the score to 7-0. Nicely taken. Brent at 10, Pip at 11, Kat Stowers at 12, Avery Morgan 13, Natalie Maroney at 14, and Michaela Mack Comer at the fullback position. Our finishers, Caddy, Corinne Lance, Caroline, Maddie, Alyssa Erickson, Mia, Katie, and Rivers. BYU about to kick, and then we'll give you our roster for Lindenwood once we get another little break in play. Kat Stowers with a high kick deep in the 22. Lindenwood nicely taken. BYU girls come in a little tight, knocked forward. Advantage being played, but the referee today, our center ref, Madalasi Morissette of the famous Morissette family from my home state of Virginia. And she was a longtime player, as well as played some of the U.S. national pool, and is a fantastic referee. She has the center today. Shout out to the Morissette family. BYU with a put-in. Kat Stowers on the attack, out to their outside center, to their wing. Tacked out wide, nicely defended by Lindenwood. Little slow on the breakdown. They really need to, against this team that will reset. Brilliant two-man tackle by Lindenwood. Sierra Garza charges hard. Almost breaks the gain line. BYU puts that on the outside, breaks the gain line, hard charge. Again, a little slow getting that ball out. BYU really needs to work on a quick second out of the breakdown. Annalise Curtis sets the breakdown. Michaela Comer, little break for #7 for BYU. the Canadian Beast, Annalise Curtis, with a big, strong run. Out the back, but again, just sloppy. Oh, hit her on the way down. That's not supposed to be happening. So you're not allowed a player on the ground. You're not allowed to tackle or hit a player on the ground. You either have to hold her down or allow her to regain her feet. Not sure if the referee just simply missed that, but that gets a little bit dangerous there. Hopefully she's okay. As much as I love Montalasi, I think she missed that call. I think it looks like she's given a scrum to Lindenwood. But the referee's never wrong, so all good. BYU on defense, Lindenwood on the attack. Nice split back line with their weak side wing coming in behind their 10. BYU with a good push out of the gates, but it looks like they take advantage of that. All right, nicely jackled by BYU. BYU got woken up after starting that game pretty poorly in their own end. They've regrouped and are out here to play some rugby. Kat Stowers with a nice clearing kick right towards us. Finds touch on a penalty. If you receive a penalty and you choose to kick to touch, which is the sideline, you get to take the line out. Otherwise, in open play, if you kick the ball out of bounds, the other team will take that in. It's an advantage of you being the person or the team that has the penalty. Let's see if we can get a straight line out. A little off, but Cambria hard trick with the hard charging run. Cambria All-American. Lindenwood way off sides, but and Mott Alas does a good job to catch that. Should still be advantage if any clear advantage is being gained. Annalise Curtis, Canadian Beast on the run, not being denied. Nice support from her teammates. Looks like Sierra Garza on the hard run. Good clear out. Playing on the ground, Lindenwood, number 7. Penalized for holding on, not releasing. When you make a tackle, you have to release quickly, show your hands to the referee, then you can re-engage. Nice touch finder by Kat Stowers. So, well, as we're waiting here maybe a second, we'll start the lineup for Lindenwood. Number 1, Lafitaga. Number 1, Lucia Del Campo. Number 2, number 3, Jonah Le Fafita. Number 4, Amanda Ware. Number 5, Jimena Gutierrez. Number 6, Anea Uupua. Gonna wait here. BYU on the attack. Unfortunately, just a knocked on ball, really making mistakes, taking away their opportunities to get things done. But fortunately, Lindenwood throws that into touch. Number 7 for Lindenwood, Sam Ganoza. Number 8, Annie Nar. Number 9, Meg Maeva. Number 10, Sophie O'Kane. Number 11, Madison Jersey. Number 12, Taina Tuguofa Afu. Number 13, Amy Bryce. Number 14, Tanaka Kanyepi. Number 15, Demi Allen. Our subs or finishers, Jaden Collins, Ava Reuter, Millie Gibson, Erie Farley, Frida Tafuna, Makena, Tamia Mapeo, McKenna Bailey, and Claire Ferguson. Lots of awesome Polynesian names for a Howley like me. Little bit of a challenge to pronounce some of those, so my apologies. Hopefully that will improve as the game progresses. No promises, though. BYU with a nice touch finder deep into the 22. If they can just get that ball to hand, just a little loose on the passing. Just keep it simple. It's a catch, pass, tackle game. Maybe BYU can narrow this deficit. We're about just over 10 minutes in. Lindenwood with a 7-0 lead. Again, overthrow on that knockout, but BYU is fortunate. Just throwing that ball around. Just need to take that to ground, set that up. Annalise, and I can't tell who else, with the strong charge for Lindenwood. Lindenwood not looking. They are going to run in the. Nice tackle by Michaela Comer. But not released. It looked like 14 BYU came high on that, just didn't go low. Maybe a little nervous on that tackle, and she just got kind of run over and allowed that line break. Against a team like this, you got to make those one-up tackles. Kat Stour with a good touch finder, conservative, just wants to reset. Hopefully BYU can get their line out going. So far we've had a few overthrows, but Cami Hartrick and one of their other, I think, flankers was able to clean that up, but then BYU seems to be turning that ball over. And again, not straight on the line out. So that will give the option of line out to Lindenwood, or they could also choose a scrum. They elect for the line out. So number 2, it looks like Lucia Del Campo will make the line out throw. Let's see if BYU could spoil this. Nicely taken by Lindenwood. Scrum half out to the center. Hard run, a little bit high on the tackle by BYU. BYU's defense really is getting sucked in, of course, when you have big, strong players like this. Oh, nice tackle there to, save that try by Lindsay. Knocked on. Fortunately, both teams making a few mistakes to start this out. Like in boxing, getting a feel for the game, feeling each other out, figuring out how where the strengths and weaknesses are of that team. So we'll see if they try to kick to touch. Cat with the high kick. 10 for Lindenwood, coming back. Well done, well done. Wow, all the way back into the 22, but took a turn to the right. Come up, BYU's team's got to come up, though. Kat Stour on the attack. This is a good attacking opportunity for her. Inside, little dummy, little fend, nice outside to Michaela Cohen again. Just got to get that focus. Against a team like that, you can't afford to keep giving that ball back to Lindenwood. So hopefully both teams can fix their unforced errors there. Well done by Kat on the take. Nice 25-meter run, fend, dummy, and pass outside, but just unable to capitalize on that counterattack opportunity. So these two teams are playing in the elite division, which is the top rugby teams in I would say in North America, but certainly in the United States as far as collegiate women go. Lindenwood has won several national championships, real powerhouse program. They draw from players around the world, some great Australians and Kiwis, and they've had, I think, some Argentines and Spanish and others. And then actually they get a lot of Utah players. I think they have 6 or 7 Utah players on the team as well, with some of those names that are hard for me to pronounce. But they really have set the standard the last several years in women's rugby in the United States. Some of the best U.S. players, as well as some great international players, and their coaching staff's fantastic, real top-notch, full varsity program, and are coming to play today with the 7-0 lead over BYU to start. And offsides. So BYU has the advantage on the attack. Kat Stowers going back to the advantage. It looked like another penalty and offsides on the scrum half for Lindenwood. Fun fact about the scrum half for Lindenwood, her nickname is Hurricane Meg. Kat Stowers, good touch finder, makes sure to find touch rather than try to kick it a little bit further down the field and risk allowing Lindenwood to counterattack. Let's see if Sierra Garza can get this line out straight and true to hand. And missed again, but again, Cambria Hartrick. We'd say Johnny on the spot, but maybe Jill on the spot. Nice run to get things going, clean up that line out. And BYU is penalized for holding on. Well done, a nice poach or jackal. Looks like Lindenwood may be kicking to touch here with a chase. BYU only with a wing back here. I'm not sure where their flanker is, or usually you have a couple back, but they do find touch, so it not a problem at the time. So it looks like Lucia Del Campo will take the line-out throw again. Fun fact, she can speak 4 languages. Pretty impressive. Not sure if she's from Spain, possibly, if I looked. Nice two-hand, well, perfectly executed line-out throw, and the maul, which Lindenwood's maul is really, and 2 gets it off the back. Missed tackle, but BYU able to pull her down. Lindenwood often makes you miss that first tackle. You really got to come in, put a hard shoulder charge into him, wrap it up. Looks like that pass was forward. Well judged by a referee. Her support runner just got a little bit in front of that ball, maybe a little late on the offload. So BYU in their defensive third. Let's see if they're maybe a little more conservative on this, not throwing that ball around. They are lined up very wide. Could be a kick play. We shall see. Oh, look at that. But unfortunately kicks it right to the 15 for Lindenwood, who's very good. And they switch the field. BYU needs to spread wide. They're in really narrow. And fortunately, Lindenwood does not attack the outside space. High tackle on BYU, so it's advantage to Lindenwood. Well tackled. BYU resetting their defensive line. Lindenwood, good hands here. Another missed tackle by the wing for BYU. And a fantastic Cat Stowers saving the day there. Lindenwood continues to offload and attack. Their hooker, Del Campo, driving in tight. BYU trying to hold the line. Looks like a holding on penalty. BYU with the quick tap. Boy, a nice, boy, Cat Stour, number 12, and number 7 for Lindenwood. Sam Ganoza, really, who evidently is a twin, fun fact. Lindenwood was not 10 when that quick tap was taken. When you get a penalty, you have the option to kick it or drop it off your foot to your hand. It has to leave your hand and or off the ground and have a run. You could take off running. You don't have to wait for the other team to get back 10. The opposing team is forced to retreat 10 meters before they try to attempt any defensive play. You also can elect to kick to touch, kick to open field, to scrum. And Kat Stour again having a smashing game. She has saved a sure try there with a fantastic tackle. Really kicking effectively with the boot today. All right, Sierra, let's see if she can get this on. Her line out was spoiled. Lindenwood with the turnover. Defensive line coming up. No, just some really hitting that nice little half line break, half gap. Well taken. Sierra Garza with a strong hit to send it backwards. Definitely so far pretty evenly matched teams. Just nice little up and under kick. BYU on the attack. Not exactly sure who took that. It looked like one of our wings. Looks like that was Pip. Pip with the ball again. Every time she's touched the ball so far, she's broken the game line, gotten some yards. Unfortunately, the pass to her was a forward pass. In rugby, for those newer to the sport, you can pass to your left or your right, 90 degrees, or laterally, perpendicularly, or backwards, but you can't pass it forward. You can advance the ball by running with it or kicking and chasing. When you kick, it's a live ball, a little bit unlike American football, where some people are very effective at kicking, kick passes, and chip kicks, and grubber kicks, and all kinds of fun. Oh, that, like right there, kicked right to hand, and that is problematic. I almost set that up. My apologies. But well kicked off the bounce. As long as your teammate is behind the ball when you kick it, she can attack, and that is a live ball. A good boot is a very effective weapon in rugby. So Lindenwood able to score again to bring the score to 12-0 with just over 15 minutes left in the first half. Conversion pending. Well struck by Lindenwood kicker. Get a number there in a minute. I think that's their fly half, number 10, Sophie O'Kane. Fun fact about Sophie, she trained with the Harlem Globetrotters. Hey, that's the information I was given. I cannot confirm nor deny. So Lindenwood known for just persistently, consistently doing the catch, pass, the kick, other things well. So if given any space, they'll take advantage. They're out to a 14-0 lead. Let's see if BYU can respond or at least keep the floodgates from opening right now. Nicely taken as well as kicked. Lindenwood on the attack, coming in tight. The wing was unfortunately beat on that, went for the, I'm not sure exactly what went for, but unfortunately struggled with that one. Boy, Cammie Hartrick, BYU's All-American with a big crunching tackle there. It seems most of the time it is taking BYU 2 or 3 girls before they're able to bring these strong Lindenwood runners down. Overrun again, just a bad angle. 13 turns on the wheels. And no one chases, so instead of scoring out wide, she scores in the middle. On defense in rugby, it's really important to stay connected, talking with your teammates, coming up together. If someone comes up in front of the others, what it leaves are gaps for hard runners like the Lindenwood number 13. I believe that was Amy Bryce to attack. Hey, can someone get on the thing and make sure you can hear me okay? Easy kick in the middle. Lindenwood converts with about 12 minutes remaining. Lindenwood 21, BYU 0. BYU with the restart, right about to the 22. Lindenwood with a nice take, just really drops her level well. And we got an overload if they want it. Number 8, I think that was Sam Craig with a great tackle there. Her dad tuning in all the way from Angola, from the great continent. So shout out to the Craig family. Longtime buddy, former missionary buddy of mine. Hope you're well, brother. Unfortunately, it looks like we got a bit of an injury out here, so we'll have a pause. BYU with the put in. Scrum looks good, pretty good. Lazy run. Nice run. Good grab. Little high on that ruck. We got to drop that level. Annalise, the Canadian beast. Every time she touches the ball, she breaks that gain line. It doesn't stop with that first hit. Cami Hartrick, again, just being patient. And sometimes we're going away rather than throw a few more, you know, getting a little willy-nilly with that ball. There we go out to the outside. Well tackled. Lindenwood right on that edge of offsides, but they were good. Annalise, little out the back pass. BYU on the attack, coming outside. Cuts back inside. Cambria Hartrick, two-person tackle, but she still gets forward pass. That looked like it was played all on the ground, but referee judges otherwise. Kat Stauer, again with a strong tackle. BYU coming out strong, but looks like BYU's a little high on their counter, on their rucks. Need to get down lower. Oh, fortunately, Sierra went for the dummy and got stepped inside there. Nice ball by Lindenwood. Forward pass. Forward, and that will be a scrum to BYU. Yeah, against a team of this caliber, Lindenwood really, you have to be locked in, not go for any fakes, any dummies, because they will make you pay. They're able to step off both the left and the right foot, cut through those half gaps, and if you can keep them in front of you, make them work, you know, the whole 80 meters, then they, like most teams, will have a tendency to make a mistake, as they did a forward pass. BYU, Lindenwood with a strong scrum, but not sure. It might have come straight out the side of that scrum. So center referee resets. Lindsay Joe, I believe Joe. A lot of these kids have nicknames, so for those of us who just are able to show up sometimes, keeps us on our toes. Trying to remember true name and nicknames for everyone, but sometimes you get what you pay for in the play-by-play. Lindenwood with a strong counter scrum. BYU gets it out. Just skip pass out to Michaela Comer. And again, a forward pass. Just almost make it a little too difficult on themselves, maybe a little wide. Perhaps they could settle down, fix that catch and pass, but forward pass by Lindenwood, forward pass returned by BYU. Hard to get on the front foot and get some momentum going with the start-stop nature of the game so far. Lindenwood with the scrum. BYU wins the counter scrum there. Gets a penalty. Got to come through the mark, so you have to place that ball through the mark. Number 4 for BYU, Anna Lind. We got Annalise and Anna Lind in our lock positions, 4 and 5. But Anna Lind smartly going for a quick tap. Unfortunately, she didn't go through the mark. Well kicked again. Nice tackle by Joe. She's having a great game so far. The, not sure, that's Lindenwood 13. The 10, nice little run herself. Tackled well. I believe that was Michaela Comer, our BYU's fullback. But Lindenwood on the attack. They're number 4. Amanda Ware with the strong take. 8 out to the big props for Lindenwood. Good two-bad tackle for BYU. BYU coming in narrow again. Just a struggle there. Oh. Looks like we're going to have a penalty try here for a high tackle, which is an automatic 7-pointer. If you attempt to stop a try by tackling hard, unfortunately, that's also a yellow card, so that's going to really hurt BYU. I am not sure who was given the yellow card there. Looks like it was Michaela Comer. So she, when you get a yellow card, unlike soccer, which I believe soccer should also institute this rule, if you engage in foul play resulting in a yellow card, dangerous play, high tackles, other things, you are forced to sit for 10 minutes, which means your team must play down a person for that entire 10 minutes. We recently saw at the Men's World Cup, Sam Kane from New Zealand got a red card about 30 minutes into the first half, so his team was forced to play the rest of the game, 14 against 15 in South Africa. They ended up losing by 1, so probably a big reason that they lost that game. And, you know, just discipline, it's important. It's a game, it can be dangerous if you tackle high, so it is important to keep those tackles low. So knock on by Lindenwood. BYU averts another try, possible scoring chance. Good tackle by Avery. Looks like it was Avery Morgan on the play. Lindenwood, really a strong defensive line. They come up fast. Little close. That was hard tackle. Big girl tackles little girl. Looks like Samantha Craig. Oh, she's all off the ground. Jeez. So Lindenwood trying to get away with a little trickeration there. Playing the ball on the ground. Penalty given. When you got a 28-point lead, you could play a little loose, be a little aggressive, but knocked on by Annalise, unfortunately. These knock-ons are really hurting BYU. So BYU really playing in tight. Cat again with another tackle so far. So looks like the referee was playing the advantage. BYU with the knock on. And Lindenwood was given advantage. No clear advantage was seen by the referee, so the referee gave the scrum. Looks like this will be the last play before halftime. 40 minutes is up. Nice scrum by BYU, but Lindenwood's number 8 with the strong run, Andy Nauer. Number 7, hard charging, Sam Ganoza. But BYU, looks like Sierra Garza with the steal. Well defended by Lindenwood. Joe takes it outside again. Couple offloads. Knocked on again. So that will be your halftime score with the visitors. Lindenwood in white, 28, BYU 0. I'm sure Jared Whippy, BYU's head coach, and the forwards coach, Alfred Torra, will make some adjustments. We joke there's a little bit, maybe a downhill slope right to left here, so BYU perhaps a little downhill. They could get the momentum swinging the other way and get back into this game. BYU doing some good things, but those mistakes, forced and unforced, are against a top-tier team, the #1 team in the country, Lindenwood, are tough to overcome. So they could just simplify things, continue to attack, keep it in the forwards a little bit more. So far, it looks like the Lindenwood backs have had the advantage on attack versus BYU. So I imagine we'll have some changes made at halftime. Of course, Lindenwood, never content, will make some adjustments, attempt to fix their little mistakes, and we should have a good second half. I'll be interested to see what second half adjustments as far as finishers or substitutions come in. We'll see if we can get some of those. And we'll have a short break. We'll be back probably in 6 to 8 minutes for the second half. We appreciate you tuning in here at Brigham Young University. Beautiful Wasatch Mountain Range. In my estimation, not a more beautiful place to play, coach, referee, or watch a rugby game.
She'll roll their ankle pretty much. Which is why she's a star. Yeah. Yeah, there she is. She's just gonna be senior, right? Yeah, her last semester is next semester. Good kid. Good kid.
hit. Wow, that looked a little forward, but no. And looks like Lindenwood is going to start the second half much like they started the first, scoring within the first minute. Could be a little daunting playing a team of this caliber, and you just got to keep driving forward, come up and really put a nice shoulder punch wrap tackle in. Try to not allow that continued go forward momentum. Send them backwards. You'll notice Lindenwood's team oftentimes with one or two people will really drive through those tackles, keep those legs driving, and get BYU going backwards. They've been successful doing that with every team they've played thus far. So Lindenwood, conversion attempt, just a little bit inside it looks like. And that brings our score to Lindenwood 33, BYU 0. Let's see if this Brigham Young University women's team can be resilient and get back in this game. Kat Stowers with a nice kick. Nicely taken by Lindenwood center. Very good runner. Good tackle by, looks like that was Anna Lind. Alyssa comes up, great tackle. Alyssa Erickson. BYU making some good tackles. It really hurts because they're missing one player. Kat Stowers with a fantastic try-saving tackle. Lindenwood keeps coming. Unfortunately, the rest of BYU slow to reset their defensive line. And fortunately for them, looks like BYU's it's a knock-on. No advantage gain. We're going to come back for that. Looks like Annalise Curtis and Alyssa Erickson, others tracking back. When your teammate, Kat Stowers, who is forced to be playing both center and fullback, two positions with the yellow card to Kat Stowers, just having a fantastic game. Try saving those other BYU girls, hustling back a little slow, and but fortunately they got away with one because Lindenwood knocked that ball in on about 7 or 8 meters from pay dirt. So the only sub I see so far for Brigham Young University is number 20, Alyssa Erickson. Played her rugby in Virginia in 4 years of high school. Shout out to her whole family. She's got a lot tuning in and several here. Looks like a... Nope, that was well taken at Kat Stowers with the run. So people don't notice, but Kat Stowers dropped that ball on purpose because she saw penalty advantage. Then she ran up, took the quick tap, and got some good yards. Perhaps she made that tackle a little bit earlier. We may have gained a little extra yards, but smartly done by Kat Stowers. Little cutout pass outside. Looks like, I think it's V, I can't tell. Kat Stowers, inside pass to 19 for BYU, another sub, Maddie. Well taken. BYU just needs to hold on to this ball Annalise Curtis, the Canadian beast, really driving. White player just sitting there in the way. Alyssa with the quick tap. She's running into the game. There she goes, off and running. High. Oh, knocked on by Alyssa. Looked like that tackle was perhaps a little high. Needs to protect that ball better. See if she comes in. Got to make those tackles, ladies. Knock forward. Really seeing some nice advantage. Smartly taken. Alyssa with the quick tap. Nice 15, 18-meter run. Tackled pretty aggressively and with the knock on. But then Lindenwood took that back the other way and had a little forward pass. So BYU ball at their own 10. In rugby, you have the center line, and 10 meters either way is called the 10-meter, not to be confused with the 10-yard line in football, which is near the goal line. So far I'm not seeing any subs for Lindenwood. The nice thing about rugby, the starting positions are 1 through 15. Each number aligns with a particular position. So far for BYU, we have 19 Maddie and 20 Alyssa in the game. Let's see if we can get some go forward here. Kat Stowers. Nice little run by Kat. Just never tackled by the first person. I think it looked like a tip pass from Alyssa out to another BYU player. We'll try to get a name and number on her. Oh, 18. Looks like 18. Caroline in with a big run. But ball's turned over again. This team's so opportunistic. Maybe a little forward, but well tackled by 11 for BYU. Pip. And so quickly tackled, well tackled by 18, Caroline for BYU. Hard run by Lindenwood. Good defensive Kat Stowers and Alyssa Erickson came up really fast, put them under pressure. That ball was knocked forward. Well done. BYU's changed things up a little bit. They're playing some good rugby now. I think maybe they're finally realized they can compete with this team. BYU scrum. Joe with the put in again. Digs it out nicely. Run a little high, but she does a good job. Not sure if that was, I think that was Avery Morgan. Outside, just a little surprise, and again, a knock on. Just really struggling with those balls. Of course, Lindenwood putting on some tremendous pressure. I do see number 21 for Lindenwood come in off the bench. McKenna T, because that's the easiest. She once completed a 100-piece puzzle with only 90 pieces. Fun fact. Looks like their number 6, Anea, has moved to the 8 position. Big push by BYU. Cut out pass out the back. Good steal by Kat Stowers. Coming in, Lindenwood called off their feet, or excuse me, not off their feet, coming in from the side. In a ruck, you have to come through the gate, which means straight behind where the breakdown is or where the tackle occurs. Kat Stowers looking for the touch finder, and she finds it. Hits the scoreboard. Second week in a row, we've had that nice new scoreboard attacked by incoming rugby mortars. So for those of you who turned in last week, we had a feels like 33. Today it's a beautiful sunny day in the 50s. Blue skies. Alyssa Erickson with the line out. Oh, and looks like the jumper dropped that ball. Lindenwood with the turnover again. Execution just struggling. Nicely tackled by Maddie. Dummy pass through the middle. Knocked on. Let's see if BYU plays that. No advantage gained. Sometimes those little sneaky number 9s, we call them the scrum half, will pass, and they'll look for what we call posts, or the people on either side, the left or the right of the breakdown, the ruck after a tackle occurs. And we call them cheeky little players who they bide their time, and then they'll do a little dummy pass and cut through that gate right off the left or right of the breakdown. And number 9, Hurricane Meg with a nice little take. Unfortunately, she knocked it on. BYU just seems like they're really struggling getting their passes to hand in the back line today. Maybe a little too wide. Sometimes you just need to shorten that up, make it a little easier. A lot of ball all over the ground. BYU forced retreat. Lindenwood considering a quick tap. BYU playing the ball on the ground. You'll see the referee give a motion, moving that out. When you are off the ground, you're not on your feet, you cannot play the game of rugby. You need to get to your feet to play. In football, you know, there's a scramble for a fumbled ball. You need to get to your feet before you play that ball. So teams that usually win are the teams that, whether they're on offense and get to their feet after a tackle, or on defense, get to back to their feet and compete for the ball and tackle. Those tend to be the teams that have the advantage. If you're fit and can get back to your feet and contest for the ball. Nice two-person tackle by BYU. They're attacking. BYU back to 15. However, number 7, Sam Ganoza for Lindenwood, strong on the attack, breaking through that line. Big gaps there to exploit. Unfortunately, that defensive line just leaving a dog leg. One player comes up hard, the inside player comes up slow, and Lindenwood exploits that. Well done by Lindenwood. Let them sit here. You move there. Okay. Looks like that kick was unsuccessful. Brings that score to 38 for Lindenwood, 0 for BYU. Good passage of play. BYU, unfortunately, just really struggling to string together those passes in the back line. Hopefully they can tighten things up a little bit, maybe get a little closer together and just do the simple things on the attack. Perhaps put the ball to foot, kick that ball behind Lindenwood, put them under some pressure. Earlier, Cat did that once or twice, and it seemed to be effective, but really struggling to get any kind of attacking game going in the back line. Lindenwood, 12 with the strong take, breaks one tackle. It's taking, again, 2 or 3 BYU defenders. Strong attack. BYU needs to readjust, get outside. Lindenwood continue, their center, just such a strong runner. 13, Amy Bryce. Fantastic. I imagine she will, if not already considered, be considered for All-American honors this year. Referee bridges that, not a knock-on. BYU putting them under some pressure. But, wow, look at that speed from Lindenwood. They had him in 10 meters, but BYU drives Lindenwood into touch. So this might be the best attacking opportunity in some time for BYU. They have the line out just about 25 meters from pay dirt. Their substitute hooker, Alyssa Erickson, on the throw. Let's see if they can get this nice catch and pass, or pass and catch. And taken by Cammie Hartrick, prop All-American. Support, a little late to get there, but gets there. Hard runner. Again, just Alyssa cleans it up. Drives that backwards. Excuse me. That might have been Katie. They both have that dark hair. Oh, and another opportunity goes wanting for BYU Cougars. Lindenwood able to get the turnover. BYU called for holding onto the ball after being tackled. And Lindenwood elects to kick to touch. It's funny, we have a number of girls with braids. You have 18 Caroline and 20 Alyssa Erickson with black hair and braids. BYU not ready for the line out. They go quick. BYU in disarray. Kat Stowers again making the tackle for her team. Need more people making those strong tackles. Annalise with the, actually that was Anna Lind with a hard effort there. Boy, Lindenwood just marching down the field. Oh, and well taken. Just ran out of players. Very well done by the Lindenwood backline. So Lindenwood extends that lead to 43. To take the time. Shout out to an old friend. We coached some Vienna rugby together back in Virginia. To Salvatore Florio, hopefully tuning in from the great country of Italia. His daughter played for our Vienna rugby team and is a freshman at Lindenwood. Sophia. So the conversion, no good. Keeps the score set at 43-0 for Lindenwood. BYU had some attacking opportunities that last passage of play. We will see if they can maintain possession of the ball. The trick against these good teams is starve them of possession, and unfortunately BYU keeps giving that back. So hopefully they can maintain possession and have a prolonged attack. Well struck by Kat, again taken well by Sam Ganoza for Lindenwood. She's having a cracker of a game. And Lindenwood breaks the gain line again. Nice little offload, very pretty. Sam Ganoza all the way to the other side of the field with the nice fend. Breaking tackles, really making it challenging. Just their Lindenwood runners just bringing so many people inside, sucking in that defense and then spinning it out wide to their flyers. Little half break. Boy, well done again. And another try for Lindenwood. When you effectively can attack in the middle with your big runners, big strong runners, and draw in several defenders, the defensive team was forced to just commit more and more to the center of the field. And you will notice how quickly Lindenwood moves that ball out. Every time they're in the process of being tackled, they have a support runner on their left or right or both that they can offload to. So if you can play one-on-one rugby where everyone matches up with their player, that is effective defensively, but when you're forced to commit 2 or 3 players to most tackles, it really puts your outside edges under a lot of pressure where there's overlaps, 2-on-1s, 3-on-1s, and that conversion kick off the left upright. Lindenwood's actually been kicking quite well today, but that one was a little unfortunate. I know, my understanding earlier in the year, they may have challenged a bit. They typically have some really good skilled kickers and players, and it seems to be the case again today. So BYU, looks like number 16, Katie, if I've got that correct. Looks like Katie, Corinne, Caroline, Maddie, and Alyssa. BYU with the retake. And another broken tackle. Boy, nice patches of play, kicked all over the place. Fend by number 7 for Lindenwood. Ganoza again, she's been all over the pitch today. And Lindenwood with another try. BYU coach staff running some subs, and they're getting a taste of some really high-powered Lindenwood rugby. It can be a little intimidating when you're relatively new to the game. Just gotta get up there and make those tackles, but we'll see if they can get something on the board here after this conversion kick.
No, she didn't have a job anymore. Because I was gonna maybe she got a job. I appreciate that. That was like beginning of summer, so.
Conversion good by Lindenwood, really kicking well. That brings the score to 55-0 with about 13 minutes left in the game. Looks like maybe BYU's decided to try kicking it the other way. I think it's well done because the other side hasn't worked quite as well. Well taken by Lindenwood. Lindenwood scrum half out to the fly half. Cutout pass. Tackle made. Need to readjust that defensive line. Alyssa Erickson tried the jackal, not there. Got to reset that defensive line. Little kick made. Got to catch that. Joe on the take out to Kat. Just another. They get an opportunity. Alyssa Erickson with the strong tackle, but they're getting the opportunity and then knocking it on. Just need to settle down and do the simple catch and pass. Get their opportunities, but unfortunately giving it right back. Lindenwood again on the attack. BYU with a chip kick out wide to their wing. Almost bounces fortuitously for Lindenwood, but just over their winger's head. Be a line out to BYU. Lindenwood looking very good. First half, they had some mistakes as well, but really have cleaned it up. Not a lot of unforced errors. And when you play teams of this level, you know, they're going to take advantage. They're going to score some, but you can't give them extra. So nice line out throw. Unfortunately, the jumper did not catch it. So just another unforced error. So this is just the second really strong, difficult game that BYU's had. They lost a close one earlier this season to Central Washington, 22-12. Also a very strong team that actually played Lindenwood pretty tight. Lindenwood with the win a couple weeks ago against Central Washington. Out the back, well passed, cut inside by 13. Miss Bryce. Fantastic outside center, Amy Bryce. And another try for Lindenwood. Katie with the attempt to block that kick. Not successful at doing so, but entertaining nonetheless. Her fans here at BYU pretty excited. So 8 minutes remaining in the game. BYU's effort has been solid. Execution has been wanting. All you could do at this point in the game is play every minute like it's your last opportunity. Really execute. BYU players still on their front foot looking to attack this kickoff. Nice drop kick, well taken by Lindenwood again. Annalise Curtis, Canadian Beast, again with another tackle. BYU coming up, and again a missed tackle. Just got to fix that. They offload, they get you going the wrong way, and just got to. Alyssa Erickson comes in strong, makes a good tackle. Little chip kick out wide to 23, new center. Well taken, good tackle by Michaela Comer. She took the worst end of that, but was successful, well tackled. BYU still not going gently into that good night, and they are rewarded for their effective defense. Oh, Alyssa tries to go quick. It was not a penalty. It is a, no, it is a penalty. Looked like she was going to go for a scrum. BYU looking for a touch finder. Yikes, doesn't even make it outside the 22, so still under some pressure. Fortunately, it will be their line out. So Joe, our scrum half number 9, has had a fantastic game. Really has aggressively played both on offense and defense. Alyssa Erickson again right to the jumper who dropped the ball again. Just at this level, you can't have that level of execution. Just really struggling. But, you know, it's a long season. These teams will play again in the spring, so BYU have a lot of things to learn. Nice step. Almost intercepted by BYU. That brought the fans here at BYU to their feet, but knocked on. And it will be a scrum to Lindenwood. So Lindenwood's once again on the attack. That sounds like a broken record player. Nice tackle by BYU. Questionable whether she released the ball or not, but judge says, the referee says play on. And a nice jackal from BYU. Got to tell you, I would not kick to touch. I would have quick tapped and gone, but we are struggling today with our line out catching, as well as some overthrows in the first half. So hopefully we can get this squared away. Still playing a lot of that in our own defensive end. That was a knock on, but not called. I think the referee may have not seen that. Nice tackle. Looked like number 4 if I saw right, Anna Lind. 14 just coming in high with her tackles. Really needs to bring those down. And 15 scores. A lot of girls are newer to the game of rugby at BYU. Unfortunately, They are not allowed to help with getting any players in, so you have to get in on your own merits, high grades. I think the average GPA is somewhere in the neighborhood of 3.9 unweighted. And so every year, more than half of the BYU players have never played rugby before. And have some, certainly, that are kind of the heart and soul, but they have open tryouts, and a number of girls from other sports come out and learn the game. So this first semester in the fall is really a developing opportunity for some of these girls to come learn the game. Like today, hard lessons against the best team in the country. And they will continue to improve. Typically, by the time the spring rolls around, they've gained so much experience, learned the game. Their rugby IQs have developed, and they compete at a higher level. There are many of teams that have faced similar fates against this loaded and very well coached, very talented Lindenwood team. They will make their own opportunities, but are really opportunistic. When you make mistake after mistake, they will make you pay for that. And BYU, like many teams before them, are getting a large dose of that today. But with 2 minutes remaining, there is no quit. Looks like Avery Morgan, freshman. She's a freshman, great little player out of Idaho, is my understanding. Played rugby there with the restart. BYU coming up strong on defense. Good tackles made. And outside again. Missed tackles again. Another missed tackles. Number 20, who came off the bench, is really playing well. Nice cut back inside by 23. Alyssa Erickson with a good tackle. Another missed first tackle, but the second and third BYU players just were able to execute that. Penalty called against BYU, and try awarded to Lindenwood. When this conversion is taken, that will likely be the end of the game. The game is not quite over. Regardless of the horn marking 80 minutes, the referee keeps the clock. She will decide if there's one more restart or if this will be the game. Hats off to Lindenwood. We appreciate their players, their coaching staff, those fans that have tuned in. Just a fantastic program. They seem to get better and better every year. And, of course, are the favorites to win the Elite Division again this coming year. BYU just moved up into the Elite Division, which has been 4 teams. Grand Canyon BYU elected after winning Division I rugby for the last few years. BYU elected to move up into this Elite Division of a few select teams. And we're given a somewhat rude awakening welcome to this high-level play. But they will learn from it. I'm sure we'll get better. And, you know, hats off to all players on both teams. Some good rugby play today. Your final score, Lindenwood 72, your BYU Women's Cougars 0. I'm Kendall Erickson. It's been a privilege to be here in the beautiful state of Utah. I sadly need to return to my state of Virginia tomorrow, but not before our BYU men play against the University of Colorado, Buffalo. They play at 2 p.m. Utah time. That will be on BYU Rugby YouTube channel, not the BYU women's, but if you go to BYU Rugby YouTube, you'll be able to punch that in. That's at 2 p.m. here in Utah. You may hear a familiar voice. Let's hope that our BYU men's Cougars are a little more successful. They should be in good shape today against the Colorado Buffaloes. But I'm signing off. My name's Kendall Erickson at Brigham Young University in Provo, Utah. We appreciate you tuning in, and well done to Lindenwood. Thank you.